So we're going to present to you Word Builder, which is a way of teaching children how to read through gamification. Trick them into wanting to read, trick them into really learning to read.
You've heard a lot of statistics, you've heard a lot of numbers. I'm just going to give you one more. 14%. 14% is the number of U.S. adults that have no ability to read. 19% of them are high school graduates. Now, this was done last year, the study. 10 years before that, the same study was done, and the number was still the same. So, with a lot of technology that's been coming out, the issue still remains.
Okay, so the opportunity is, as you might know, as you might not probably know, the NKE Casey Foundation published an article a little bit ago, and it was talking about how escaping the low-income poverty cycle is very difficult if children do not achieve third grade level reading proficiency by the time they leave third grade. So the importance of it is concentrating on teaching kids how to read and have everything they need before learning how to read to get to that third grade level by the time they get to third grade. So that way, their likelihood of escaping that poverty cycle is a lot better. So in our opportunity, we are hoping to offer a product that is very unique in the sense that it teaches kids to read in a tangible way. Most of the time, the way people get educated to read is someone telling you, this combination of letters makes this sound. And when you look at this combination of letters, it makes this sound. And when this combination of letters is before this combination of letters, it makes this sound. How do you really interpret that if you're a 3-year-old and you're trying to figure it out? And you're looking at it and you're like, you just told me that this makes this sound, but then it makes this sound, and I don't understand. So what we're looking to do is make a product that is very much like Legos. Think Legos. But with an e-ink screen that will modify itself depending on the cube you pick. So the first cube you pick up, all the other ones will modify themselves to potential letter combinations that will make a word. When you pick it up, it sounds the sound that block makes. And when you pick another one, it sounds that block. And when you put them together, it sounds a combination of those two. That is our flagship product. We're also looking at creating a product that is going to have a more basic, non-dynamic blocks that will be allowed to be accessible at a lower income household. The idea is to follow the one laptop per child kind of model, or the Tom's Shoes kind of model, in which a certain percentage of our profits would go into supplying these products to low-income households that don't have it. So Ian's going to talk to you about what we're looking for.
Now, you're going to look at this list and you're going to see a lot of things that cost a lot of money. And the reason for that is because we're going to be using, initially, proprietary products, such as Arduino boards, e-paper panels that we bought directly from e-ink, and it's all going to be for one or two. We're going to use this for our initial prototype, which we plan to have done by the end of the summer. We will then take that and build it with our own custom-made electronic circuit boards, radio antennas, and all of our own programming. We hope to have that done by the end of the year.
In addition to our physical product, we're also going to have an application that will work with the physical product and will work as a standalone application to introduce children to playing around with the blocks and putting them together in a virtual environment. Also, the good thing about this is we'll play along with the parent competition that exists out there, and you'll be able to post on Facebook the words that your children have written or spelled out. The product itself requires no other technology but itself. It will stand on its own, but you can also modify, add words, choose dictionaries through an app that would be accessed either through the web portal or through your cell phone, your smartphone. And that's it. Any questions?
Questions from our judges?
So do you have a way of color coding it to help guide? I mean, yes, with vowels and consonants. And is there some sort of system, or is it just randomly picking it and hoping? Because I love the
we're looking at it is, there's gonna be many stages in this. Like, the possibilities are limitless. There's many games that we can create. Once we have the actual infrastructure, you can create games. One of them would be like a crossword puzzle that sets all the blocks to a combination of letters, and then you can build different words in a bigger crossword puzzle. But the idea is that the first stage, the initial stage, when the 2-year-old picks this up, you can't go wrong. You just pick something up, it makes a sound, you pick it together, and then all the other ones will change to possible words that will form a word. So then you pick that one up and you form a word, and it's straightforward. And as you increase the level of complexity, you can add erroneous blocks that won't lead to a word and stuff like that. But initially, it starts from scratch. Just add joy to the fact of making sounds and putting the sounds together to make words.
Love the concept. Have you done any testing of the age that you would start children at versus the size of the blocks in terms of children hazards and things like that?
So as Ian has explained, right now we're going to do a function testing. We have the logic written down in programming. We're going to do a function testing using proprietary hardware. I have a degree in industrial design, so I'm aware with like production requirements and standards. I used to do faucet design and all kinds of stuff. So the first step is create a functional prototype. The second step is to build an actual production prototype where we would look at, making sure the compliance is of the size of, there's like children's codes that you can fit. You gotta make sure that, there's not lead in the paint to fit all the standards, all that kind of stuff will come after once we have a production prototype.
Jack?
The kind of mechanical model with modules and so on, introduces a lot of safety issues, for instance, expense for various electronic modules that have to communicate. I wonder, did you consider the possibility of an app in which you had a screen, a tablet or something, you touch the T, you pick up the T, virtually, it says T. The other tiles on the screen changed other things. You grab the EA, it says E.
Yeah, so actually, what we originally, we're using the same logic that we have right now. We're already building that app. And the idea is to get that app out there first and really start building anticipation for word builder and really start building that momentum. And then once we have the app out there and people are loving it and people are buying it, then we say, well, why don't you make this virtual, physical, and tangible? And we can use that momentum that we already have.
Have you protected the technology?
No, actually not. We're working on getting it.
We have to get an initial design before we start doing that.